Hi, I'm Presley Gilbert. I'm 16 years old and I go to West Caldwell High School. So my favorite local tradition is probably like going to our Christmas parade. We have those every year. My favorite part about it is just, having that time to spend with my friends and, really getting to hang out with my family and all that. And also, I go trick-or-treating when I was little. I just love, having that time with my family, being able to go with my friends, going out places. That's probably most of my favorite traditions that we do. I'd probably say my elementary school. That's where, I grew up. That's where I made most of my friendships, where I still have my friendships today. That's where I also want to go back and teach is my elementary school. It holds a very near and dear place to my heart. I have. I've had this one friend. We've been friends since we were 5 years old. We still get to hang out even though we don't go to school together anymore. I go over to her house all the time. We go to church together. I really do love her. She's my best friend. I thought it was really scary. Like, if we're being honest, 8th grade year, we got to go tour and everything. It looked huge. But now that I've been there for 2 years, almost 3, it's definitely not as scary as I thought it would be. It's very easy to figure out. It's not really as scary as I thought it would be. With my friends and everything, knowing my teachers, having good relationships with my teachers, it's definitely made it a whole lot more bearable than I thought it would be. Having the ability to choose what I get to take, what extracurriculars I have, that just really helped me, ease into it a lot. Ooh, I do. I haven't, really experienced a lot of change. But, as growing up, my dad worked for furniture companies. As those have really moved out and the big corporations have come in, it's, changed a lot of Caldwell County, how most people work. Most people are now really working from home and not really, going to the manufacturers and working and all that. It's definitely grown a lot more towards the coming up of the people who are working. They're very technological, they're very tech savvy and electronic, so that's really helped a lot. But yeah, there's been a lot of change and it has been well. Some people have taken it well, some people haven't. I feel like, getting hit with the hurricane, that has been a big challenge for us. Just us, everybody in the community coming together to help with the effort of rebuilding, going back to what we were before the hurricane is really the biggest help in the change. I do. Mostly it's boutiques, bakeries. I work at Caldwell General Store that I would consider is a small bit, that I would consider is a small business. We get a lot of traffic through there. It's literally the only store out in Caldwell. But yeah, mostly I do boutiques. One of my friends actually owns her own business. She has a bakery. She brings cookies, pastries just to our school and she sells them. She makes a whole lot of money off of that. They're really good. I've actually bought from her myself. We did a project my 8th grade year about bringing small business to Caldwell County. I was in charge of, plotting the land, finding the land of what businesses could come to Caldwell County. We actually made a thing where we could have an amphitheater beside the Civic Center, which was my idea. But we all collectively decided, it's a good thing to bring small business to Caldwell County, as that's where most of our teenagers are actually shopping, rather than the big stores like the mall. I personally shop mostly from boutiques, smaller shops downtown. That's where I usually do most of my shopping. Me personally, being only 16, I don't feel like I can give an adequate enough answer for that. But if I had to say, it would most likely be getting my first job at 15 years old, working at a Caldwell General Store. The kids that I go to school with, they're very bright people. They have very good futures ahead of them. Whether they put that to good use is on their own terms. Me personally, I feel like they could, I see most of these people, owning their own business one day. Rural and a stepping stone between, like, from Hickory to Boone.